Hello and welcome back to the Social Media F1 Stewards podcast. It's great to have you with us. I'm Ray. I'm joined by Mark today, and we'll be diving into all the latest news in the F1 sphere, the shakedown tests, some of the rumours that have been going around the paddock. But before we dive into that, a huge thank you to everyone who's been listening to the podcast, who's been watching it on YouTube and leaving the comments, who's been kind of getting involved with the clips as well, as we try and get them out to you guys to try and entice you in to watch the full episode. Thank you so much for the support so far. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, if you've got any questions, any comments on any of the stuff that you're seeing, do leave them in the comments on the videos. It would be great to hear from you, and it'd be great to strike up a conversation around all things F1. But there's a lot to dive into again today, this week.
Oh, yes.
So shall we start like we did last week, Bud, with the livery reveals?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Yes. Who are we starting with?
I think we should start with Ferrari, maybe.
Ooh, piece of candy. I like it.
Yeah. So, what I was expecting.
The main shocking points. Well, it's red.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I was blown away completely.
I was quite surprised by the red. Yeah. Do you know what though? As much as it gets a lot of stick for that blue HP logo, which, okay, blue and red, not cool. I really like it. I really like it. I do. I haven't liked the Ferrari in years. I like that. I like the white above, from the halo upwards. I like that.
I don't. I think they've gone for a kind of a retro look. It looks a bit retro. But
yeah.
There's just something about it. It doesn't strike me. I don't know if it's because they've left the halo black, which, and I get from I can't remember which car we were looking at last week with the black halo, and we were like that. It'll probably blend in the background, and it's probably why they've done it. For those action shots, the darker halos are going to look kind of cool. But I think standing still, that halo breaks up that white too much.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. The whole thing doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, but it's okay that you're wrong. I mean, that's really nice. I mean, the glossy red rather than matte we've seen in previous years. I think the white really breaks it up, and I love that everything sort of below the suspension is black. And so, I don't know, I like that. And the black wheels as well. It just, it does it for me. And it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's the fastest that car will look all season. But I really like that, actually. And I'm not normally one for the Ferrari cars, but yeah, I like that.
There's a lot of blue on it as well. And I'm not just saying that from like the HP. I mean, you look at it from the front end. As with last week, folks, for anybody who's listening or watching, we're going to link the galleries from the Formula One website in the description, so you'll be able to look at all the photos that we're looking at now. But if you look at the front-on view from the kind of top front on, there's so many HP logos.
Yeah, they've gone a bit overboard with the HP logos.
And then if you look at the rear view, just a massive blue IBM board. There's a lot of blue on it.
But I mean, when it goes face first into a wall, you'll know it'll crash because it's run by IBM. So, it's pretty accurate, I reckon. It's pretty accurate.
IBM's helped to put people on the moon.
Or did they? No, let's not go down that rabbit hole. No. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
All jokes aside, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me at all.
Is it just me? Or looking at that rear view, what's the deal with the rain light being round?
I hadn't actually noticed that. Kind of like the ovally type shape. Usually it's just like a solid block of light, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking at it from every single angle, and I'm trying to find an angle where I'm looking at it going, yeah, that looks all right. But none of it does it for me.
Cockpit view's pretty nice. Because you can't see the rest.
Because you can't see the rest of it. Yeah, like being in a Nissan Juke.
No. Mocking aside, I like that. That's nice. I like that. It looks ugly from the top. So if I was watching the race from a helicopter, not cool. But I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
I'm looking at the front on nose view again, like from above, and I'm just thinking if that was in black, it'd look like a butler.
A butler?
If the red was black, it looked like a butler with a tie and with the halo and everything, the white shirt. Sorry, that thought just came to my head. I don't know why. But
called Alfred, codenamed Alfred.
Codenamed Alfred. To the Batmobile.
Oh dear.
And they get in a different car.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know you like it, and I think they've gone for something retro, like I say, but I just can't bring myself to look at it and go, that's a stunning looking car.
Yeah.
And it's not a Ferrari hate thing. There's a lot of Ferraris, I think they just look lovely.
I mean, I think the good thing is, if you look at the front on view, they've already put two of the main sound effects that will come out of that car on the nose, bing and whoop. I think that's really good. But no, I do like that, and it's very rare I say that I like the look of a Ferrari F1 car. Ferrari road cars, yes. Ferrari F1 cars, meh. Never really been that much of a fan, but I like that. Is it just me, or does that wing at the back look extremely tall on that front on view as well?
It does. I think that might be
the angle. Really tall, doesn't
it? Yeah, actually, the right on nose view, it looks quite tall. The top of it is in line with the camera pod.
Yeah. That could just be the way the angle's taken, but it does look extremely tall. But no, I do like it. All credit to Ferrari. They have done the best they can with keeping pretty much the exact same livery that they always have. That's not bad. I think what's frustrating, and you do get it with other manufacturers as well, but I think with Ferrari, you always get so many renders from fans who have made, black versions. They've been the yellow Scuderia versions. There's so many, even like a very deep glossy red with black and things like that, and they look incredible. And I just think, surely you must see these renders at Ferrari and think, I'll tell you what, we could do something special. I just think they're missing that special element for what's meant to be a car that has been in F1 for so long now. I just think, just try something new for 1 year. Just give us something really special. And if you think this is going to be your era, your time, give us that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I would love to see that. I really would.
Yeah, I think we said it the other week though, didn't we? They just don't seem brave enough when it comes to doing that kind of stuff at all.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We did see it on track. We can kind of cover that a little bit in the in their own little private photo testing.
Yes, and Fiorano.
Yeah, Fiorano, and it's nice to see it on track and everything, but I'm struggling to like it.
No, that's fair play.
Really struggling to like it.
That whilst we're on the subject of seeing the car around Fiorano, I did bring this up to you. When we looked at all the renders and the videos that the FIA put out of this is what our 2026 cars will look like, and they've shown off the active aero. Now on that, obviously, you see the center section of the front wing, it folds down. So the whole front wing, instead of being sort of upright and in the way, it folds down. And obviously that allows the air to flow more freely over the front wing.
Yeah.
And it did the same with the rear wing. So the rear wing actually folded down on itself and then allowed the air over it. Whereas seeing the cars in testing, especially that at Fiorano, because it was very, very prominent, it just opens the back wing like it does DRS on the old cars.
Yeah.
And I was completely confused by that because I thought that's not what you're showing us on the render. It's obviously what the rules specify. That must have changed from when they did those example videos because they're old now.
Yeah, because every car that we've seen, like we'll come to the shakedown test a little bit later on, but every car we've seen so far, the rear is opening like DRS, not closing down, not like kind of folding down. I think there's been something between when development started and we got the cars where there's been conversations between the teams and the FIA to kind of go, well, we've kind of got the system anyway.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So do we just carry on using that system in a sense? But the front wings, my first thought when I saw them, when I saw Lewis coming out of the pits and kind of activating it and closing it, looked fragile.
They do, yes.
The way they were kind of opening and then kind of like snapping up and then back down, I was like, it's not going to be long before something breaks on them.
Well, I think what threw me about that was every time they activated and they folded, the entire front wing bent beyond all belief.
Yeah.
And it really rattled around, and I thought that, bearing in mind he was not going quickly when he was doing that.
Yeah.
And I thought, if you're doing that going down a main straight and you're doing, 150 mile an hour when you open that, what is that actually going to do to that wing?
I wonder if, because the wing wasn't under load, we saw it flex.
Maybe.
But under load at speed when they open, it's already going to have a lot of pressure on it, a lot of flex on it. It's not going to kind of bounce around.
Yeah. Maybe.
But it reminds me of when you get like a kid's toy, like a plastic kid's toy, and you kind of open like a slat on it and then close it. That's kind of what it reminded me of. And you do that like too many times and it snaps off in your hand and you're like, oh, okay. I was like, okay. And I do think we've said this before. There's going to be instances of them breaking mid-race.
Yeah.
Whether it breaks when it's open and doesn't kind of lift back up.
Here's one thing for you. On that note, obviously, all the front wings at the moment, it's all right. It takes a little bit longer in a pit stop. It adds around 7 seconds to any pit stop to change the front wing. I wonder how quick it changes now that there's clearly like actuators running down that front nose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because surely, I mean, it must obviously just be a plug and play thing. It slots on, it connects. But you do think, is it as simple anymore?
My guess would be touching connections.
Yeah.
So once the nose is snapped in place, the connections are touching. Yeah. And the signal's going to go back and forth without an issue.
Yeah, must be. Must be. Yeah.
But yeah, you replace a nose, those connections don't quite touch.
Yeah.
You could end up with no active aero for the rest of your stint. Who knows? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you don't really think about when you're just looking at the car, isn't it? And you kind of get into it. And go, hang on a minute. There's got to be a signal that's sent to that. That signal's got to go along.
Of course. Well, that's what made me think of it. Yeah, when you were just talking about replacing front wings, I thought, oh, hold on a mo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all stuff we're going to have to watch out for, I suppose.
Yeah. But that only came to mind because we saw Lewis popping them open on his way up the pits the other day.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's the Ferrari livery. We got 3 other actual race liveries to look at.
Go on. Who's next? Go on.
Mercedes.
Okay.
And it's going to look really biased here because I'm like a Mercedes fan and like the Ferrari, blah blah blah. But I like it.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you, Merc boy? I mean, as if you were ever going to say you didn't like the look of the Mercedes. They could have painted it brown. You would have liked it.
No. To be fair,
Yeah. They could have called it the Brown Arrow, and you still would say you like it. So yeah, it's biased or what?
Yeah. Do you know what? I mentioned this to you the other day. What I like is that top-down view.
Yeah.
And you look at it, and with those kind of like almost look like ribs to a certain, but if you look at it from the top-down view, it looks like an arrow.
Yeah, I completely get you.
I really, really like that. And it strangely looks like a completely different car just from the side. It looks like a black car with a little bit of silver trim from the side, and then you look at it from the top at the front, and it looks like a silver car with a bit of black and teal trim.
Do you know, just looking at that top view before I give you my opinion on the livery itself, have you seen how far back that front wing goes? It goes under the view of the front wheels.
Yeah.
And I know this is only a livery reveal. It's not saying that's what it's actually going to be doing, but if you get a little bit of damage on that, you're running over your own wheel.
If you look at the side-on view, the front wing actually curves in line with the wheels. It does kind of disappear underneath there, but
well, now that we've got past your extremely biased Mercedes review, being their number one fan, as a Red Bull fan, I find it extremely, it's nice. I like it. I can't fault it, I really can't. That is nice. I think what I like about it is, all right, they haven't just gone with the extreme amounts of black or fully silver. They've got a nice amount of both, and then they've got the Patronus blue in it as well.
Yeah,
I like that. They've done a great job of it, and it looks quick just sitting still.
It does. It really does. Like that side-on view of it, you're looking at that, and there's just enough black, there's just enough silver. That teal, teal's my favourite colour anyway. But that teal stripe, kind of the way it kind of sweeps up the nose and then folds down the pods, it looks stunning. Yeah. My only kind of dislike of it is one of those stars is not red.
Why should the star be red?
It was something they did for Niki Lauda, and he seemed to have they seem to have lost that recently.
Right.
Where one of the stars was red, because Niki was huge in getting Mercedes where they were.
Yes.
And I'd just love to see one of those stars stay in red. I really would. But I think it looks stunning. It looks fast.
There is two red stars on the car.
Where I haven't seen
either side of the air vent. If you look at the top view, and you can see it from the front view, actually, the elevated one. There's one either side.
Yes. I completely missed that. Now they're usually on the engine cover. On the engine cover, I completely missed that.
Yeah.
I've looked over that about 50 times as well, and I've missed them. Okay, I'll let them off. I will let them off.
Yeah, that's fair play. That's fair play. But there is two. I'd only just spotted them myself. To be fair,
it does look stunning. The only, and I've showed you the picture of this, and I haven't got a picture on the YouTube video because I can't find the original kind of creator to credit, and I don't want to put somebody else's
no
social media stuff on credit them. But if
just say you came up with it.
If you Google Mercedes Patronus AMG F1 2026 and Ahsoka, as in Disney's Star Wars Ahsoka, there is a Photoshop of Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. Her head is where the seat is, and the pods make her sort of hair trailed bit. And it, now I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
Yeah,
but it's funny.
It's a big downside.
But it's stunning. And it looks quick. It looks rapid. And
it does.
Do you know the way some cars, like remember the yellow Renault? When the yellow Renault was running, it had the medium tyres on.
Yes.
And everything just tied in perfectly. Like
it did, yeah.
And then you look at that side-on view with those hard Pirellis.
Oh, yes.
It looks fantastic. Everything just ties in.
It does.
Perfectly. I do like that. I really
do like
it.
I think from that side view, now obviously I don't know how realistic these images are to the actual car. Obviously, it's a livery reveal thing. But those side pods are so low, and the way they swoop down with that blue Patronus kick and then go out to the back, oh man, it looks so sleek. It looks lovely.
It's if you bring up the angled front view, like the angled front side view, and you see where the side pod intakes are.
Yeah,
they're so narrow.
They are, yes.
And then obviously it just kind of disappears down. It's
yeah. To be fair, I have got absolutely no complaints about that.
It's a beautiful looking car. A couple of little tricks though, and I don't think I've noticed these on some of the other cars. But behind the front wheels, you've got those kind of guards. Which I would guess would be to prevent air that's coming off the wheels messing with air that's coming off the wing.
Possibly.
But I've only picked up on them on these. Just have a quick look back at the Ferrari. And Ferrari have got them, but they're a bit more concealed behind the wheel on the Ferrari, I think.
I think so.
Poking out a little bit more on the Mercedes. Totally opposite to Ferrari. That does everything for me. I really like it. I really like it.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Mercedes have done what they've always done. They've kept the same colours. All right, they have varying amounts of silver or black with the Patronus blue, but it's still something new, very new.
Yeah.
That's the thing with it. They've kept it fresh. They haven't just recycled one from a year before.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's very nice. Yeah.
Awesome. And then we've got two others, Alpine and Audi. Which one do you want to look at? I'll let you choose.
Audi. Let's go for Audi.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep clicking on the wrong one.
Now, little did we know, Audi revealed this in November of last year.
Yeah.
If you go back and check Audi's F1 YouTube, there's a short from November with exactly the same livery. Revealed as a concept. No, there was no sponsors on it or anything like that. I'm unsure. I don't know if I like this or not.
Do you know why you're unsure?
Go on.
Because it's the most boring thing I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it looks like they have forgotten to do the livery. To me, they've decided to make it look like one of their road cars. Let's make it silver, boys. I'm sorry, they've put no effort into that whatsoever. It looks like a 17-year-old's Audi A3. And that's no offense to any 17-year-old with an Audi A3. Or maybe it is. I don't really care. It just... the only interesting bit on that car is the BP logo on the rear fin. And that's it.
Because it stands out.
Good grief, it's boring.
I mean,
I love the orange, but...
Yeah.
I mean... It looks like an Energizer battery, man.
I'm trying to find the words. I'm looking at the front view, and you look at it, and gunmetal grey, lovely, right? I do like that. I do like gunmetal grey, right?
Oh yeah.
But nothing about the nose excites me because it's just a block of gunmetal grey. Then all the way up the car, all up to the halo, gunmetal grey. A little bit of, black and orange writing for sponsors.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gets exciting a little bit with the orange intakes on the pods. So it's taken from the front of the car all the way to basically where the driver's sitting for you to go, oh, there's a little something here. And then the back just looks like they masked it off in blocks and just decided, pick a colour. There's no imagination to it. You know what they would have been better off doing?
What?
Do you remember the Audi adjoining F1 reveal livery?
Yes.
Should have gone with that. The black, the red, the grey. Should have just gone with that. That was completely fantastic. Agree. That was exciting. There loads of stuff going on with it. That just looked boring. And I see like the side on angle, like top, like above side on kind of angled from the front. And you're like, oh, it could be exciting. Could possibly be exciting. And you move to the next one, you're like, no.
Just think
there's one angle. Yeah, there's one angle where it looks like it could be an exciting car, and then the rest of it's just nah.
Yeah, I just think they've missed a trick with it. There's too much. It's too much of a block of silver. It's just far too much.
And what's worse is they've come from being like Kick Sauber.
Yeah.
Well, a pretty funky looking car.
Yeah.
It was, black and green and a little bit exciting. No, there's nothing about it.
No. I mean, man, you see some of their special edition cars, like they've done an RS6 Avant, and it's, a homage back to one of their old rally cars. And it's white, and then it's got all the rally colours on, and it's red, and it's black, and it's, you know what I mean? And you think, they know how to style things. Who in earth did they get to style that? Do you know what it looks like? It looks like a bobsleigh. And maybe that's because they're going to have to push it over the line. I don't know.
I'm just kind of hoping that they were like, actually, this is an afterthought because we've been hard at work on the rest of the car.
Yeah.
If you'd have said to me in November, because when I sent you that video earlier today going, they revealed this back in November.
Yeah.
And you're like, I could have sworn I'd seen it somewhere else before. It didn't have any of the writing on it, and it was boring then.
Yeah. It's a shame, but I just hope it performs better than it looks.
Yeah.
Because you do kind of hope. I mean, Audi are coming with their own engine this year, unheard of. Just to turn up and go, by the way, we're using our own engine. And so I do kind of think, I really hope they've got this nailed, and it might look a bit boring, but the performance it gives is great. And I hope it is.
Yeah.
But I just think for the first year in F1 as an Audi named team, you really could have gone better than that.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, we know, like, for anyone listening going, it's not about how it looks. We know this. We know it's not about how it's like. It's about how it goes, but you want it to look a little bit special. You want it to look fast. You want it to look like it belongs there. It looks like one of the default liveries you get on F125 and in F1 My World. The ones that are dead blocky and you can't really do much with it. It looks like that.
You see, saying that it doesn't matter what it looks like, that's what you say when you're just buying a car because you don't actually like cars and you're just going, but it gets me from A to B. You're like, this is an F1 car, not a shop to get your grandma, not a car to get your grandma to the shops. Do you know what I mean? It's,
yeah.
No, It sucks.
Should we move
Sorry,
on?
Audi.
Should we move on?
We should move on because it's making me feel sick.
We do have one more actual livery reveal before a shakedown reveal.
Oh, yes.
And that is... Try and find my button on my Stream Deck. Alpine. And all I can say about this is it's an Alpine.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as it was.
Yeah.
Really.
Not a bad looking car. I don't think the Alpines have bad looking cars.
No, I like the fact that they've gone glossy this time instead of matte. I like that. And it really suits the pink.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Saying it looks like an Alpine isn't an insult in my mind. It's nothing new. It feels like nothing new. It just feels like it's an Alpine.
Yeah.
Looking at, there's only we've got 5 angles of this.
5 images.
5 images.
Yeah.
Which I think kind of says it all.
Yeah, it doesn't really show you much of the car. It's in a very dark warehouse for the pictures, and it's not revealing much at all. But it reveals everything it has to. It's a nice looking car.
Yeah.
And I just hope Alpine can maybe put in a few better performances.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see them doing well.
I think you're saying about like it's suiting the pink, and I like the way they've used the pink is nice. Like up the nose and into the halo, across both the wings, and then for the BWT and the Alpine logo at the side.
Yeah.
It's not like overly done.
No. No.
It is nice. But
yeah,
there's not much new to say about it. I don't think it's just a nice looking car.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's probably going to be the quickest one we talk about with the car reveals because it's just a nice car, but it's very much a copy and paste from previous years.
Yeah.
But that's not an insult because it's always been a pretty good looking car, the Alpine. To be fair. Yeah.
I like the pink always seems to be like a staple of any BWT sponsored car. So we had that like Force India and stuff like that. But when it's used well, it looks nice. It does look nice. I can't think of anything more to say on it.
No, it doesn't look like a full flamingo. It looks nice. The fact that they've interspersed it with the blue, I like that.
Yeah. Obviously, if anyone's listening and has had a look at these cars and is thinking, "Nah, you guys are completely wrong," let us know why, or let us know your thoughts on it and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Or if you were hoping to see something different from any of the teams, it'd be fantastic to talk to you about it. But I think that's it for the actual livery reveals.
That is it. I think it's onto a bit of news.
Well, the livery reveals, but we got a shakedown one to show before we go into the news. Because McLaren revealed their shakedown livery.
Oh, yes.
And I wish it wasn't a shakedown livery. I actually wish that was the livery.
That should be the livery for the season.
Yeah.
It's lush.
It looks very nice. A nice use of the grey, the black. It looks very quick.
It looks aggressive.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you wanted to kind of draw a line under the papaya rules nonsense, don't bring out a papaya car. Like let that be the one that you're going to run. It is meant to be just a shakedown one. We'll get the actual reveal next week, is it?
Yeah.
But we thought we'd show it because it's going to be on track tomorrow. At the shakedown.
Yeah. Do you know, I think if they were going to run something like that for the season, having that black but with the chrome that they've run a few times would look epic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would go more towards that than the big blob of papaya.
Yeah. Well, I'm a massive fan of the chrome. We said like last week in the our liveries from our favourite liveries from the past. McLaren chrome liveries have always been very, very nice.
Very, yes.
Yeah, I completely agree with
but
you.
No, I really like that. That is nice. And I like the fact that all the colour is just around the wheels as well. I quite like that.
Yeah.
But no, I'll be a little bit gutted if that is their shakedown livery and then all of a sudden for the season it's just a big blob of orange.
Yeah. I kind of want them to.
I really like that.
I like I say, I want them to draw a line under papaya rules, and I think the best way to do that is just not have a papaya car. Just run something like that. That is stunning.
I think you could intersperse it with a little bit. You could do, the main part straight up the nose in the papaya and things like that. Fine, have a bit of it in there, but man, that is lovely. That is very nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame it's going to come 4th or 5th in the constructors, but it's nice.
I was waiting for that.
Well, you heard it here first.
Just making sure I save all of those galleries so I can put them in the in the description before I have to go chase them.
Yeah, well, you can compile all the times I told you this just to show how right I am at the end of the season. Or how wrong. That's unlikely.
We'll have a podcast review at the end of the 2026 season. But yeah, that's all the liveries wrapped up.
It is.
Pretty quickly. A bit of a mixed bag, I think. But big news for this week is
go on.
Shakedown test has started.
The shakedown test has started, yes.
But not a lot of info from it, as we were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get much info, are we? All the info we've had so far has been very much speculation. Apparently not Ferrari. Apparently Mercedes have done the most track time in the first day.
Yeah,
an extreme amount of laps. But then again, I can't find that info anywhere else online. So that was just one guy. Who knows if it's true? But yeah, so who did we have out on track today? I have got it written down. So what, Mercedes, Haas, Red Bull, Racing Bulls, Audi, Cadillac and Alpine.
Yeah. So 7 of the 11 teams we've had out on track today. There was all sorts of talk about so many teams are taking so many sets of tyres. Some have only taken a few. But along with those rumours, it was like Ferrari have run X amount of laps today, but Ferrari haven't run today. So
no.
So you got to kind of take it with a pinch of salt. The videos I've seen from the official Formula 1 X kind of account, the new cars look nice on track. They do, and they sound lovely. I do like them. They're not quite V10s, but
no.
But I do like them. But none of them, as you'd expect, it's a shakedown. They're not going to be absolutely nailing it.
No.
They're just kind of trying to get a feel for the cars. So most of the information we've got is from the drivers and the interviews afterwards, like in the kind of short, like press things. Bottas was out in the Cadillac. He just said it's nice to be back, basically. Which you can understand. The overall arching feeling from some of the interviews, though, so like Kimi Antonelli, Liam Lawson, all things like that, is that it's a learning curve with these new cars.
Yes.
New power units, new regs, new aero. Kimi's words where it's a massive learning curve. For someone who's only been in F1, a full-time F1 seat for a year, to then be in a new, for him to say it's a massive learning curve, then you've got guys who've only driven the last regs for the last 6 or 7 years. It's interesting.
To be honest, I think anyone who doesn't admit that it's a massive learning curve is just, they're just being a bit boastful sort of thing, aren't they? It's like, oh no, I can handle it. You know what I mean? I think it's an awful lot to take in. If it was the same cars as last year, but they just introduced Active Aero. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is not only a massive regulation change from the ground effect era in the way the cars handle on their own without boost mode, overtake mode, Active Aero mode, and all that.
Yeah.
It's a gigantic change.
Yeah.
And so I think it will take all of the drivers quite a bit of getting used to. And all right, some will adapt quicker than others, but it's going to be a massive learning curve for all of the team as well.
Yeah.
Because not only have the drivers got to learn the car, but they will find when the car itself reacts best to, the boost mode, the whatever they call the Active Aero mode now. Is it X mode? Or what? I can't remember what name they called it.
Yeah, boost, overtake, and I can't remember what the other one is.
No.
Recharge. Boost, overtake, and recharge, isn't it?
Okay, so it'll be overtake mode.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, all the cars will react differently when the Active Aero is in place, because you can do front wing, rear wing, or both. So it's going to be a massive learning curve also for the race engineers on the pit wall, because they might say, to drivers, only activate your front aero around the first, second, and third straight. After that, you can use both, or you're only better with your rear wing, or because it's going to upset the car in different ways. You've basically got three options for your aero: front, rear, or front and rear. So, and then it's, whilst you're doing that, you can also put your battery on for boost. And you think there's so much to go through. So it's not just the drivers that have got a lot to learn, but it's also the race engineers and the teams, the strategies. I mean, for all we know, when the Active Aero and everything is engaged, does that increase your tyre wear? You know what I mean? I don't know. Does it increase it on the front axle more if you've got the front wing deployed more? I don't know. There's so many ifs, buts, and coconuts. Who knows?
I think we said when we were looking at ahead in the reg changes, we said, didn't we, like, these new cars will separate like the men from the boys. You're gonna see those with the most talent, and those who are quicker to adapt rise to the top. This early on in the season, especially.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the season, you might see it start to even out as everyone gets kind of used to it, and then you'll have the elite ones that are at the cutting edge of it. But yeah, it's going to be a learning curve. I think you're going to see. We've got this shakedown test, and we've got the two open tests before the start of the season.
Yes.
Which is very limited time for the drivers to get used to the cars. Yes, they can do simulators, but that can only give you so much of a feel. It's not going to give you the feel of the car on the track.
Yeah.
All the little like shakes and shimmies you're going to get in there.
Yeah.
I don't think everyone's going to be happy with the cars come Australia. I don't think every driver's going to be confident in that seat come Australia. There's going to be some moments, I think.
I don't think any driver will actually be happy with it and confident in it for the first race. I don't think any of them will be. Because it's like we said before, I mean, this shakedown, same when you get to testing and things like that, you will know roughly how your car runs on softs, mediums, hards. Okay, brilliant. You'll roughly know how the tyre degradation is, but every track is a different setup for the cars. You don't know what it's going to be like in dirty air. You don't know, what's it going to be like with a tailwind on the track?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
What's it going to be, So there's so many variables. I think we're going to see the drivers still learning these cars for this entire season, to be honest, because every track is different. I mean, you look at, Australia compared to Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Completely different ball game. And Azerbaijan is a completely different ball game to Monaco. Yeah. And they're both very tight street circuits. But those things will make a massive difference. And I just think, whereas you might see some drivers, if they get themselves into a slight mess when they activate the front wing because it understeers slightly, they might be straight off into the gravel, whereas other drivers can handle that and be like, oh, well, I know it's going to upset the front end, but it means I can brake a little bit later, but I can handle it when it gets into a mess. And it's going to upset the Apple car completely. I don't think this is just a case of, I don't think it's going to be a usual suspect. I really don't.
Yeah, I think what I like about it is usually the car that's got the best power unit is going to win out, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I think the car with the best power units is going to have a fantastic advantage.
Yes.
But early on, like you say, when everyone's still trying to get to grips with the active aero, with how the cars are handling, when they're learning how they feel when it's elbow to elbow.
Yeah.
The power unit, I don't think will come into it that much unless you've got out front and you're away. But in the thick of it, I think early on, we'll see a separation in drivers based purely on their ability, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's kind of what we want. We've said this so many times. We don't want one car with the dominant power unit and dominant aero to be running away with it. Now that there's a lot less downforce, now there's a lot less drag, and the drivers are going to have to be, right on it. Because let's be honest, you can't really get away with a mistake in an F1 car, but when you've got more downforce and more drag, you kind of can to some degree. You can you can have a bit of a snap and recover it. When you've got less downforce, less drag, you have a bit of a snap. It's more of a snap because you don't have that extra downforce helping you. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what pace we get out of testing later, because we're not really seeing anything now. It's very limited photography. I think it's just the official F1 photographers and videographers who are there actually taking images. The Audi did look lively in one of the clips. Wasn't particularly going fast through some corners, but did have a bit of a twitch. I was like, oh, okay. And the sound is lovely, but you can't take anything away from these couple of days. They're looking for the issues.
It's 13 days until proper testing. 13 days, which can't come quick enough because I want to watch them.
Yes.
It's nice hearing little snippets and everything, but when testing is actually on, I love to see it and see what the cars are actually doing. And you get to see all the little moments that you might have missed, you know what I mean? The little snaps and the little, the little offs and things like that. And I think that's a proper shakedown. And I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying when it comes to the dominance era. And I mean, as much as I'm a Red Bull fan, good grief, 22 and 23 seasons were boring, man. I mean, I love to see Max win, and I love to see him do what was an amazing season and all that. But you kind of think, but every race was, 25 seconds ahead, and it was boring to watch.
Yeah, I was the same with the Lewis thing. Yeah, loved seeing Lewis win. But
of course,
that era of Mercedes, no one was touching them. The only issues they had was when when Nico and Lewis were going at it.
Yeah, of course.
We don't want that. The thing that has come out of today is like most of the teams did run for most of the day. Audi, on the other hand, Bortoletto ran in the morning, and in his interview said, we would expect them to find some issues, and they did. So they only ran for the morning. But it's a shakedown. This is what it's for. This is why you want to be there. This is why you want the car on track and the drivers in it, because it's the first time they're really going to drive them for an extended amount of time. You don't want to turn up right on the cusp of the season and we've got issues. So,
do you think the issue they found was they saw the livery when it was on track and just thought, bring that back in? I've got some more stickers.
Possibly.
That's what it was.
Possibly.
I hope so. I hope so.
Now, Ferrari and McLaren are meant to be joining them tomorrow.
Yes.
Which, again, there's not much really to talk about there other than,
no.
They'll be there tomorrow. It does leave us wondering when Aston Martin are going to be joining. because I haven't seen anything. If anybody's seen anything about when Aston are joining and want to throw it in the comments, they might, by the time this goes live on Wednesday, they might already have hit the track. But
yeah, I mean, one thing I did see the other day is obviously once they had that Ferrari out for the photo shoot at Fiorano, they interviewed Hamilton afterwards, and it was the first time in a while I've seen him with a smile on his face.
Yes.
And he said how excited he was for this season. So that does give me hope that maybe Ferrari have built something worthy of the Ferrari name.
I was kind of like...
it was seeing him so down after, especially last season, every single race, he seemed like a broken man. So to see him very happy and very excited for the upcoming season was good to see. It really was.
I was kind of like, don't feed me hope. Don't feed me hope.
He's not going to get his 8th, but I just don't want to see him that low. That was harsh.
I get it. No, I did see that interview, and he did seem in very good spirits, and so did Charles Leclerc as well. They both seemed very happy with the car.
Yeah,
so
they did.
Which is a big turnaround to last season.
Yes.
But part of that is you don't know how much of that is like, oh, it's new car, new regs, it feels different, it's exciting to try it.
Maybe.
And how much of that is, oh, we're actually going to be quick. Because, again, we don't know who's going to be quick until we see them all actually throwing it around it. And we'll get some long stint tests at open testing. And we'll probably get an idea there. But speaking of Aston Martin, because I don't think there's much else to go on the shakedown. And if you've got anything else to say,
not really.
Nope. We did have a big reveal for Aston Martin this week as well, which was the Honda power unit.
Yes.
The Honda RA626H, for anyone who wants the full technical name of it.
Swanky name. I like it.
I mean, it just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
RA626H. I mean,
it sounds like a ring if you broke it down.
It's an engine. It looks weird with that massive battery kind of strapped to it. This big red block. And these are only rumours that kind of have... It's rumour season, isn't it? Because no one's got any official kind of things from anyone.
Yeah.
But the rumour that's come out from it is they think they've got the battery side of it absolutely nailed.
Yeah.
But they're struggling to get the ICE, the internal combustion engine part of it exactly where they want it. They've got time to kind of play. They'll get it on track with Aston Martin. And see how it feels.
Like we say, it's rumour season. You don't know. I find it hard to believe that Honda can't nail an internal combustion engine.
Me too.
So I'm wondering whether it's a bit of... I've heard the other rumour that the engine's fine, but obviously they haven't managed this compression ratio magic thing Mercedes have.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to tell. I really can't see Honda not being able to produce an engine.
No, I mean, especially seeing as they've been in the sport for how long now?
That's exactly what I mean. It's not the first rodeo. Them nailing the battery, completely get. You know what I mean? Yeah. Honda are at the cutting edge of technology when it comes to road cars and race systems. So I think I'm not that worried about Honda. As much as you hear the rumours, I think they'll do a cracking engine as they always have.
Yeah. I think we're in that period, aren't we, where everybody just wants some F1 news. All the F1 fans, they want some F1 news. They want to,
of course,
and people who want to give you F1 news want to be the ones who you're listening to. So if they get a little bit of a tidbit here and there, we're going to discuss the rumours. But we're not going to kind of sit here and say, no, this is the lay of the land. This is exactly how it is. It's a rumor. It's something we've heard. It's worth discussing because actually it's Honda, and if Honda can't nail the ice part of it, then
of course,
what are they doing?
The only thing I would say is when you see the pictures of the Honda power unit, it looks like it's the thing that powers the Death Star. It looks incredible. It does, though, doesn't it? It looks absolutely incredible.
There should be a video kind of rolling to my left or on the screen on your right.
That's the shame of it, really, is you hear all the other, you hear Mercedes have got a magic engine, extra compression and pixie dust and all this nonsense. But you never get to see them.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's so weird. It's because when I even saw Honda were doing an engine reveal, I was like, what are you revealing?
Yeah.
I thought, because you never normally get to see the engines themselves.
Everyone else has done we've done the fired up, and you'll just see them in the videos like this with their fingers in their ears, or with their little detonator revving it.
Oh yes,
but you don't see the engine, whereas Honda have actually gone, here it is.
Yeah,
look at it.
Yeah, but it does look incredible. But then again, I haven't really got a comparison.
No. But it'll be interesting to see what it does in the Aston Martin, because it will be the only Honda engine on the track this year.
Yes, with Adrian Newey Aero.
Yes, and Adrian Newey's been developing Honda cars for a while now, so
exactly. And at least they've got one good driver.
Yeah,
so it's good.
Yeah. The year of Stroll, people.
Moving on. Right.
Moving on. I'm kind of sticking with engines, but
go on.
We're going to be talking about one particular team now for the next few minutes, because it's a bit worrying. Williams. Now, 3 days ago, they did post a video, FW48 fired up. Again, you could hear the engine. 114 decibels on a smartwatch for anybody who was interested in that. But
tasty.
It does seem like it's the only thing that's going right for them at the moment. They released a statement. So you might have, anyone listening kind of going, oh, you've mentioned all the other teams at the shakedown. You didn't mention Williams. Well, that's because they're not going to be there. They did release the following statement. I'll just read it for anybody who hasn't got the pictures up. Team statement: Alessi and Williams F1 team has taken the decision not to participate in next week's shakedown test in Barcelona following delays in the FW48 program as we continue to push for maximum car performance. The team will instead conduct a series of tests, including a VTT, which is a virtual track testing program, next week with the 2026 car to prepare for the first official test in Bahrain and the first race of the season in Melbourne. We're looking forward to getting on track in the coming weeks and want to thank all of our fans for your continued support. There is a lot to look forward to together in 2026.
Yeah.
They're not going to be at the shakedown test.
No.
We've been very, very hopeful about Williams. Vocally so.
I still am.
Yeah.
I still am. Yeah. I think part of the problem is, at the moment, we don't have any definites for why they're not there.
No.
We know there's delays because they've told us there's delays, but we don't know what those delays mean.
Yeah.
So, there's been rumours about they failed crash tests for the structure. There's been rumours that the chassis isn't ready.
Yeah.
Who knows? That's the problem. There's nothing confirmed.
Yeah.
So we don't honestly know.
The ones doing this, circulating today, are the latest ones where, yes, the chassis is overweight by as much as 30 kilos. Which the mathematicians have put the time down as every 10 kilos is 0.3 of a second. So they're basically saying the car could be nearly a second slower than cars that have hit weight, which isn't great.
No.
But again, it depends on power units, it depends on all sorts.
Yeah, of course.
But the concerning one, because most of the cars are going to come in overweight. Adrian
Yeah.
Newey said the Aston Martin's probably going to come in overweight, but that he's not worried because that's stuff they refine as they go in. I think there's only two teams that have said that they are at or very close to the minimum. I can't remember which ones they were. Was it Alpine and Audi?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
You did say before we started, it completely blanked on my head. So the overweight thing, that's stuff that can be solved as they kind of go with it.
Of course.
The concern, if it's true, it is rumour, but the concern is that they've failed the crash test not once, not twice, but 3 times, which means they've gone through 3 iterations. If it's true, 3 iterations of the test phase and failed all 3. So, which means the chassis can't be signed off. You've got an engine, you haven't got a chassis.
Yeah, I think part of the problem is when it says that, when people are saying, oh, they failed the crash test 3 times, that could be any number of things. So obviously, the main chassis itself, the sort of monocoque, if you like, the tub, that has 1 set of crash tests. But then the nose has a crash test. So does the rear. So you don't actually know which part because the nose gets tested on its own. The chassis gets tested on its own and the rear gets tested on its own, and then it gets tested as a whole.
Yeah.
So we don't know, was it 1 failure on the front, but they've solved it? 1 failure on the back and they've solved it, or was it just a catastrophe and they forgot to make it out of carbon fiber and actually made it out of paper mache? We have no idea. And the problem is none of this is confirmed.
Just remind me of that. That video was like, don't make it out of cardboard.
Exactly. The front will fall off.
Yeah.
But I think that is part of the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all hearsay at the moment.
It's rumour mill, and you don't know if it's like different sources or one source and everyone's gone wild with it. But the fact that they're missing shakedown, the fact that they themselves have admitted there's delays.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not going to come out right and say, by the way, we've got an engine and a driver, but no car. They're not going to say that outright because they don't want to give the hand away. But part of me thinks if you've got a car, you want to get the drivers in it. And you want to get them in it this week.
I don't know. I understand that. And the shakedown, obviously, best will in the world. I think every team wants to be at that shakedown. But as we've seen with James, whenever he's been doing these tours of the factories or he's been doing interviews on site and things like that, he's always said, if you think you can be 0.1 of a second quicker this week by making a part, but in 2 weeks' time we could be 0.2 or 0.3 quicker, wait and make it. The 2 or 3 weeks will delay. So I'm hopeful that if that philosophy is being followed, that actually, all right, maybe it's not a great thing missing the shakedown test. And I really hope it's not because they've, failed all these crash tests and things like that. I hope that, okay, they might have failed the odd thing, but that actually they're thinking, if we just miss the shakedown, we can actually produce a better car to go to full testing with and a better car for the season. And that's what I'm really hopeful for.
Yeah, I mean, I'd hope that as well. Definitely.
Yeah. Obviously, it's all speculation, as we've said. Yeah. We don't know any more than anyone else. But I'm really hopeful for that because I've looked forward so much to seeing what the potential of Williams is with the right drivers and the right people at the helm, and they've got that now.
I just find it a bit concerning. Just through their own admission, they kind of abandoned 2025 to focus on 2026 early. Yeah, and they were the first team to start working on the 2026 car, basically.
Yeah.
And they're delayed this close to the start of the season. When you think about it, we're only 6 weeks out.
Yeah.
Now, if it is just James Bowles doing the James Bowles approach and going, right, well, actually, if we can just do it better in 2 weeks, let's just do it better in 2 weeks, then brilliant. But if it's not, and let's say it's worst case scenario here, right? Just for the sake of drama, right? Let's say it is they can't pass the crash test.
Yes.
If they can't pass the crash test, they can't put a car on the grid.
No, I know.
And if they're having trouble with that, like, again, it is all rumours, but if they are having trouble with that and they can't get that safety box ticked off, what happens? What happens to Sainz? What happens to Albon if we're 6 weeks out and they can't get the chassis signed off? Is it, well, they might get it done by race 3, by race 4. Worst case scenario, I'm just playing like kind of devil's advocate with it, you know. Could this be a case of we actually see an F1 team kind of fumble?
No.
I don't want it to be. I do not want it to be at all.
No.
If it's as bad as the rumour suggests, and it never is as bad as the rumour suggests, but if it is, no,
I'm gonna no. I'm gonna say no because I don't want to believe it.
No, I don't either.
9,
I'm literally playing,
that's foreboding. No,
I'm literally just playing devil's advocate with it, because if they're the rumours that are coming out, again, it's rumour mill season. I do want it just to be James is going, listen, guys, we could put you on track this week, but the car you're driving there is not going to be anything like the car open testing, pre-season testing. So let's just wait, get in the simulators for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And talking about the simulators,
I believe completely. Go on.
I was just going to say, like, I'll come back to that in a sec.
I believe completely that they have had issues that they were not expecting, and that's what's caused the delay. But I'm sort of thinking, to solve those problems, they've delayed themselves further to make sure they're not only solved, but they won't rear their ugly head later on, and they can actually do a proper fix. They haven't just gone, quick, botch it, and let's get to the shakedown. I'm hoping that's what's happened. I'm completely convinced they will have had problems, because otherwise they wouldn't have delayed it this much just for the sake of missing a shakedown. But I think they're doing it properly, which is why they're delaying it further. That's what I'm hoping anyway, but who knows?
The part of the statements I don't understand, and yes, they wouldn't do it unless there was value, I guess.
Yeah.
But what's the point in doing the virtual track testing when the whole point of getting the car on track is to see how it handles in the real world? You don't. Your sim's only going to tell you so much until you've got real world data.
Yeah,
which you can then feed back into the sims. And I don't know, maybe they think that by doing that they can refine some stuff, that the drivers can get closely acclimatized to the cars before they get into it in the real world. It's just, I don't know. But yeah, the team will instead conduct a series of tests, including a VTT program next week. Okay. I don't want us to get 2 days out from Bahrain and they're like, by the way, we might not be there for week 1.
No, I think they'll miss the shakedown, but in 2 weeks' time, they will be there at free practice, leathering that car around the track, getting as much data as possible. It'll be 3 solid days of out-and-out practice, and they will bring a better car to practice than they would have brought to a shakedown. I'm convinced of it. Just with the way James has been and the whole team been aiming so much at 26, I say I'm convinced. I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
because it's like we said before. I mean, it's like we're massive Williams fans, and they haven't even won anything yet.
No.
But I think it's more because it's just the room mill. That's what's putting me off.
Yeah.
Because I mean, before when we looked at it before we came to do the recording and everything, we saw that it was somebody'd give us a list of number of laps finished by the cars today, and Ferrari had finished 193 laps today in the shakedown. They weren't even there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently everyone knows what's happening at Williams. Nobody knows what's happening at Williams apart from the people that work there, and they're not going to say nothing. You know what I mean? It's
yeah. It's we've said this so many times tonight. Yeah. It's rumor mill, but we wouldn't be doing what we're meant to be doing if we weren't discussing it.
It's not just that, but a Ferrari doing 193 laps, stop breaking down. Give over. Sorry. No.
Yeah, that's kind of like the big team story of like the ones that are missing so far.
Yes.
On a coming back to the shakedown very, very quickly, Aston Martin will be running Thursday and Friday.
Cool. Okay.
Hadn't seen it before, but apparently 5 hours ago on the F1 schedule, on the F1 website, Aston Martin's run Thursday and Friday at Barcelona shakedown. So they won't have hit the track by Wednesday, so we will have their rundown to talk about on next week's, along with McLaren's and Ferraris. Any news that comes from
when's their livery reveal? Is that in February?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. But they can just run last year's livery anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're not going to change it, are they?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the 7th of next month. Yeah.
Yes.
But just trying to see if we can see it. Just to clarify. No.
Yeah. So the other bit of news then.
Yes.
Is so Christian Horner.
Mm-hmm.
The godfather of evil at Red Bull, who was sent away in disgrace by his evil stepmom. He's looking at coming back into F1.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of different rumours from different teams, hasn't there, about him poking around.
Yeah.
Aston Martin was one a few weeks back. It was supposedly him and a group were looking at buying in to Aston Martin in some capacity.
Yeah.
I think Lawrence Stroll doused those flames quite quickly.
Do you think that's because Christian Horner gets rid of more drivers than your average bus service, and he was worried about his son?
Yeah, I
think so.
I honestly think that if there were any truths to those rumours that he was interested, if Horner had got in there, he'd be the new team principal. Lance would be out the door. But that was quashed. But the latest one is Alpine.
Yes. Look, in talks with looking at buying a stake in Alpine.
Yeah.
Which, whilst it's a rumour, Alpine have actually confirmed they are in talks, but are in talks with many parties.
Yeah. So Flavio Briatore basically came out and said, "Oh yeah, they're in talks with Christian Horner." Alpine then come out going, "No, hang on. We have been in talks with different consortiums, different groups, and Christian Horner's group is one of them." And that's kind of as far as they will go with any of that. Now, he's, from the sounds of it, he's desperate to get back into the sport.
Yeah.
And you know, whether you liked him or not, and I wasn't a particular fan of his style, but you can't deny how successful he's been as a team principal.
Nope.
And what he did at Red Bull was astonishing. You know, he brought them from being this fledgling team to being one of the most successful teams in modern day F1. You know, you can't deny what he did. We don't know what went on behind closed doors, all of that. But I would think that if he's looking to force his way back in one way, shape, or form, he'll find a way.
I think the thing is with Christian Horner, I mean, I always said this to you, I always used to like Christian. I always thought he was very much a straight talker. He just said it out was. But I think part of the problem is once he had left Red Bull, it's almost as though you could then see, oh, maybe he wasn't the best influence to have around. But then again, there's been a lot of people at the top end of Red Bull that have now left.
Yeah.
So I'm not putting any sort of blame or anything in his direction. I'm not saying he did bad for the team. He did very well with Red Bull. And same with that. It's not just all down to the team principle, but it starts at the top, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And so he has done amazing things in F1. And so I don't think it'd be a bad thing to see Christian Horner back in and try and build a team up from the ground up, if you like. I mean, obviously, we have no idea what sort of percentage they're looking at getting at Alpine, because it's 76% Renault, 24% other investors. That was right, wasn't it?
Yeah. I would doubt that Renault would want to give up any of theirs.
I doubt that as well. But what influence you would have on a team only having 24% of it, I don't know. It's who knows.
Yeah,
all in the ifs and buts, isn't it?
I mean, like I said, I agree with your kind of take on Christian Horner to a certain point. Like, he was a straight talker, but that stopped when it come to his own drivers and his own team, in my opinion. His drivers could T-bone somebody and it was the other person's fault for being there.
Yeah.
That was his whole... He'd call out other teams left, right and centre, and rightfully so. Right? All for it. But if his drivers or his team did anything wrong, oh no, they're saints. They've got halos. Have you not seen them? And that's why I didn't like him. Like, if you're going to be a straight talker about it, say, yeah, he was out of line. We've had a word. We'll get back to it next week. Not a problem. And there's having your drivers back, but then your driver's got to learn sometimes. There's some situations you can't completely have his back. You can say to him, you are out of line. We'll learn from this and we'll move on. I understand. I get there's a balance for team principals and their drivers. I get that. But whereas most other team principals are able to go, yeah, we've had a word. He did cross the line. We'll put it behind us. Christian could never do that. And that's why I disliked him. Totally respected everything he did, but he never really seemed to kind of be able to pull up his own team publicly at least. And maybe that was his way of completely having his teams back, so they knew in the light of it he'd always have their back, but you can still have their back and hold them accountable.
You see, that's the crazy thing though, isn't it? Because I do think I completely get where you're coming from there, and I can't argue with it in the slightest. But I do think there is a certain amount of bias, and it's not on purpose or anything like that.
No.
But that's like, obviously, when we were watching F1 together, we're sat there, and obviously I'm supporting Max, you're supporting Hamilton, we've got Red Bull v Mercedes, and at the time I couldn't stand Toto Wolff. I would happily throw that rye bread in his face. I could not stand him. No offense, Toto, but I couldn't stand him, and I just thought, do you know what? I just want to wipe that smug look off your face. And I always thought the same with Toto. You see, I always thought, yeah, but you never admit when Mercedes does wrong, do you? And it's hard, isn't it? Because you look through it from supporting another team and you're sort of like, oh, I can't stand you. And then when Mercedes started dropping off in 2022 and they'd gone with the wrong design and all that, I just thought he was like a child that had his favourite toy taken off him. And I thought the way he acted, against every other team, it was sort of like, it wasn't standing there admitting, going, do you know what? We made a mess of it this year. The Mercedes isn't great and all that. It just blamed everyone else for his failure. And I thought, oh, hold on, what happened to the admitting to your faults guy? Because I've never seen him. But actually, and this is a weird thing, but since Christian Horner has gone, and since, I'd say, the past I'd say the past 2 years, maybe. It's since Hamilton has left Mercedes, and I don't know whether this is because he's got new drivers or what, but he's settled down. And I think part of the issue there is when the car was not great and they'd failed the design, is every week you had this Toto Wolff over the radio pandering to Hamilton going, "Oh, I'm really sorry the car's rubbish, but can you just drive it, please?" And I thought, "Oh, give over, Toto. Be a man about it. Just tell him, get on with your job. We're paying you millions and drive the car. Shut up." And I thought, no, do you know what I mean, though?
The Ferrari guy who sounds just like that.
Well, no. The difference is, though, is for Ferrari, you expect them not to insult their own cars.
No, I'm just messing with you, but I'm just.
But I've grown to like Toto in recent times because I think he is a lot more down to earth, and I think having the downfall of Mercedes, whilst he turned into instant moody teenager when they fell off the cliff, he's now leveled out, and it's almost as though it's humbled him, and he's seen like how easy it is to fall off that pedestal because I think they got too comfy there.
Yeah.
So I used to have exactly the same feelings for Toto as what you had for Horner. It was like absolutely respected all of the success that Toto did with Mercedes, but once it fell off a cliff, I just thought it was sad to watch him because he acted like a child through that time. But I now really like him again. So it's hard, isn't it? It's different.
I coming back to Christian as well. Like you do wonder, and you hit on it as well. You like since he's left, and could it be that since he's left and since Helmut Marko's left and Lauren Meckies has a bit more of a calming kind of demeanor about him. You know, what effect would Christian Horner have coming into another team? You can't deny what he's done. Fantastic. But would he bring a certain level of toxicity? Was he partially responsible for it at Red Bull? Was Helmut Marko partially responsible for it? Was it just one of those environments that once Dietrich passed away, it was then just a power struggle, brought out the worst in everybody? Was it just the situation? Would he be able to come into a new team and kind of be like, yeah, it was the situation there, guys. Don't worry about that. Let's get our heads down and crack on. You'd kind of hope if you come back into sport, that's the kind of approach. But if he was partially responsible for that, if his management style was partially responsible for the tension, for the maybe behind the scenes kind of drama, we don't know, do we? It's
part of the thing is, and I know I've spoken to you about this in the past, but when obviously I'm not going to go into the whole thing over the allegations and all that, whatever, not in detail, but it does make you wonder. Like, obviously, you've got 1,000 people call it at Red Bull, all working, and they'll all be working very closely together. And so when something like that kicks off, it must be very hard for people who know the other person on the side of that argument. You know, they might be going around the factory going, well, I know these rumours are true. And then you've got the other half of the workforce going, oh, give over. You know what I mean? Christian wouldn't do that. And that then creates, Christian isn't going to be standing on the balcony of the factory going, hey, listen, I'm completely innocent. Don't believe this other person. You can all shut up. He's not doing it like that. But if you've got a workforce that is divided and the person who is at the center of those allegations, if you like, is right at the top, you're going to have half the workforce that won't even listen to a word he says because they think, I know what you've been up to. And you've got the other half going, well, I know you're innocent, but I've now fell out with Jeff. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
That
You don't know
kind
what
of
environment it's kind of kicked up behind the scenes.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't think for a minute that Christian Horner's been going around throwing his weight around going, listen, you all need to shut up and just do your job. I don't think he's done that necessarily. But I think rumours like that, it's a toxic environment destroys a workforce.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And so I think if Horner can come back into F1 at a different team, maybe not in a team principal role, who knows, maybe in time. But I think if he can have a fresh start, he will do great things like he did at Red Bull. The problem is if the second he comes back in any capacity in a team, it's straight away in the media going, well, what about this from 2 years ago?
Yeah, I can't see him
problem.
wanting to come back in any other role. I think if he was to come back in, part of his bargaining would be, well, I'm going to be team principal.
Yeah.
And as part owner, I should be able to say I'm team principal. I think that
maybe.
I don't think he would want to come in to be one of the boardroom.
No, I don't think so.
One of the guys back at the factory. I think he misses the circus.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a part of it for 20 years.
Well, yeah, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, who knows? You never know where he's going to end up.
No.
But we'll have to see. Good luck to him if he does come back. Yeah. And like I say, I just hope he can have a clean, fresh start without any of the history following him.
I think there's limited teams where he could try and make a move into them. There's only so many teams he's going to be able to kind of try and buy into.
Yes.
And maybe he'll go through them one by one until he gets one. I don't know. But so far he's gone through two from the sounds of it. So it's definitely going to be one for us to keep our eyes on over the next
definitely
over the next couple of months. It'll definitely be interesting if he finds his way into a team mid-season.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah,
join us next week when we talk about him making an offer at Mercedes. Bye, Toto. Obviously, wouldn't happen with anyone listening because Toto owns part of the team anyway. But,
damn!
Yeah, could you imagine? Co-team principals, yay!
Reunited,
and it feels so good.
Yeah, that would not be a happy relationship.
No. Anyone's listening?
I think Toto is like Christian Horner's anger translator. What Christian Horner says very angrily, Toto says very calmly.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is.
I'd love to see that video.
I know, yeah.
If you got any thoughts, if you're listening to this and you got any thoughts, like maybe where you'd like to see him turn up if he does, maybe you don't want to see Christian Horner back in the sport at all. Who knows?
Yeah.
Just let us know. Join the conversation. Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you're listening on any of the audio platforms, fly over to YouTube and throw into the comments and let us know what you're thinking. But yeah, I think, bud, that might be about it for the night.
I think that's it.
I don't have any more notes
for episode 6.
Yeah, I don't have any more notes. We do make notes, people. We don't just wing this.
We do. Well, we copy and paste them off a website,
Yeah. Well,
it's
gotta be good for something.
Yeah.
But that does bring us to a close for episode 6. Lights Out for Livery season part 2, basically.
Yes.
Thank you for listening to us. Please do leave any of your thoughts in the comments. Any of your questions that you might have for us, throw them in there too.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, as we said at the start, for the continued support. This is a very new venture for both of us. It's very new for both of us. We're finding our feet, but we're really encouraged by all the support from people who've been listening and people who've been commenting as well. So thank you so much. And do keep an eye out for next week's episode as well. Until then,
yes.
Thanks for listening and take care.
Thank you.